Hi, Brogis. So, a little bit of a change of location. We are in my living room. Welcome. So there will be some cameos from some important felines, but we're going to move through a little quick 5 minute wide-legged stretch. So I just want you to follow with me, and hopefully I do make it in within 5 minutes. Hopefully nobody comes to give me cat kisses or whatever else. So anyway, we're going to start here in mountain. We're just standing like this. I want us to take a few deep breaths in and out. Deep inhales, deep exhales. And just get any jitters out. I want us to maybe give ourselves some nice rotation of those shoulders. We are going to do a little stretch in a wide-legged series here. So let's do 3 more to the back and 3 more to the front. And then here we are back in mountain. So I'm going to turn my body. For me, it's right, but I never really guide direction in wide-legged, especially since I don't know what setup. As long as you can see me, you're doing it properly. From here, I'm going to move my feet first about hip width distance, then I'm going even wider. So I'm about the width of the mat or as wide as it feels comfortable to you. Wider than your hips though, please. The outside blade of the feet are going to be really digging in. We're going to kind of pigeon toe our feet in. So here we are. We tuck our tailbone under. We're nice and straight with our spine. And we're going to start with just a regular old fold. So we're going to bend at the hips, nice straight spine, bring our hands out in front of us like so. So our hands are underneath our shoulders. A few little breaths here. Get used to it. Find any adjustments. You can always micro bend the knees if you need to, if you're feeling extremely tight. And from here, we're going to walk the hands forward and we're going to shift the weight back and let the head kind of hang lower than the heart for a nice wide-legged dog. This is a naturally relaxing state. The blood is just changing its direction. Now, when you're ready on your next inhale, we're going to come back, bringing those hands underneath those shoulders. And then from here, we're going to give Godzilla a kiss. I told you guys, cameos. All right, now one hand to each hip. And we're going to use our core and breath to bring us up wide-legged mountain. Keeping those legs where they are. Bring your hands to prayer. Let's let the blood settle. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Now from here, we're going to move into what we call in yoga Pasarita C, which is just a really intense shoulder stretch. So typically we bind at the base of the spine our hands. So we interlace our fingers. If you don't feel like this is going to give you enough room to forward fold like this, grab a towel. If you have a hand towel, dish towel, and just use it as a little bind between your hands, just so that you feel this stretch and it has benefits. So for me, I'm going to bind. I'm looking up, cracking the chest open, inhaling, exhaling, forward folding. You're bringing those hands up as much as you can comfortably. Typically for me, I have a little bit more range of motion, but this has been a heavy, heavy shoulder day, shoulder week really. So I'm a little tighter. So this is a very good stretch for me today. Deep inhales, deep exhales. The shoulder blades are still engaged. Nothing's hanging except the head. And on the next inhale, we're going to bring it with our bind gently back up. Now let's release those hands. Let the blood settle. Shake anything out. And come back to mountain. Let the blood settle. Come back to your breath. Now from here, I'm going to bring my hands back down underneath my shoulders, making sure I reestablish my feet. If I need to microbend those knees, totally cool. We're going to walk our hands very gently and gingerly, basically in line with our pelvis, our hips, like our arms should be in line with our hip bones. And then we're going to rotate our hands so our fingertips point backwards. And we're going to bend those elbows slightly and bend the knees out. You can kind of even move the feet out a little bit more, 45-degree angle. And just kind of hang here. You can shift your weight back and forth. It's a little bit more supported, almost like a Cossack squat, Skandasana. But you just have your hands down. Just you can find a little more freedom. If you want to straighten one knee at a time, just kind of getting that same range of motion, but without the instability. You got the floor. Now, I'm going to come back, straighten my knees, walk my hands out underneath, and I'm going to now bring my toes pointing in again. So if they kind of naturally pointed out, bring them back in, and we are going to do a yogi's choice. Couple options, I'll let you guys figure out what it works for you. You can grab your ankles as little handlebars, pulling your head towards the window between your legs. You can yogi toe bind with your peace fingers and thumbs around your big toes, forward fold. You can even do those little chaturanga arms for little chaturanga push-up arms and just pull through. If you have a headstand, live your life. And I'm going to just find my own little practice here. And you guys were staying there for 5 breaths. Nice inhales and exhales here. No need to hold your breath. And on your next inhale, we're going to look up, bringing our hands back down for a little stability. And I simply want you to walk your hands forward, bend that front knee, you're in like a low lunge here. Bring that back knee down. Find a nice tabletop, so scoop that knee underneath. Bring your knees as wide as the mat. Toes touch behind your glutes as you melt your heart down for a child's pose. And this is where I will leave you. Love you guys.